After a long, dark, cold NFL best ball hibernation, I've thought off. I'm ready to come back and draft 2026 big board teams. Now, look, I'm well aware some of you sickos are literally triple digits deep in this contest. I get it. You are going to love today because you are going to get to be the know-it-all, and I'm not going to be able to check you. I'm hopping in my first draft, no ranks, no tools, vibes-based drafting only, and you guys can be my guide through the 2026 Best Ball Cosmos. You guys can dictate my decisions. You can tell me the things I need to know. Tell me what happened at the combine. I am a blank canvas here to learn and here to kick off the 2026 Best Ball season. I'm Pete Overzet. This is Best Ball Breakfast. Let's roll. It really isn't that hard, guys. You just go top two, win it, win it. Okay, I think we can be done here at running back. You only have 3 running backs. This roster is littered with game theory, arbitrage, exploits, and theoretic reasoning. Bro, light mode, my eyes, dude. I don't know. I prefer that move more in a time box contest. Bro, have you ever scrolled so far down that, like, there's no more names, bro? Don't do drugs, kids. Draft and drive instead. You can't have it both ways, dude. Quid pro quo. All right, we are back indeed. Man, I mean, I know we did a portfolio review about a month ago, post Super Bowl, but as far as a best ball breakfast of this kind, I mean, what an honor to be back with you guys. What is up, Matthew? Gunner, we got PPR Tyler. I know he's been in the streets. My guy, Chunk the Deuce, the best ball umpire in the land. Bukowski says, I'm not dressed fancy enough for this stream. Hey, look, did I just take a shower? Did I throw on, a lightweight hoodie? If that's what counts as dressing up around here, I guess I'll take it. I've set the bar so low from a wardrobe standpoint. What is up, Davis? The Monday has gotten better. Indeed. Sweet and Leaf with an appropriate name attached to this comment. A little wake and bake with Pete. Enjoy that. G for Gumby. How was your time in Boston, Gumby? Saw on the Discord you were bouncing around town. You were at the Garden on Friday night. Hopefully this city treated you well. What's up, Cam? What's up, Brady? Zelon, my guy Garage. I haven't been doing a ton of shows, but I have been doing After Darks on Friday nights. We've had an awesome string of guests, including Fantasy Football Garage a few weeks back. We talked a lot of golf. He's your one-stop shop for your albatross needs if you need to go check that out. On Friday night, we had Megan Shope from the Fanspeak Network on. Had a blast getting to know her. A few weeks back, we had Alec, aka the Fantasy Football Grinder, absolutely smashed on Underdog. I got a link pinned in the chat and down below. If you guys become YouTube members for the Best Ball Value Hounds tier, you'll get access to all of those After Dark shows. So try to aim for one of those premium shows a week, inviting people from around the industry, players, content creators, etc. Always enjoy having those long form conversations. What is up, Nick? Joe likes the hoodie. Thank you. We got my guy Christopher here crying with happiness right now. Aaron Kenny with my first nugget that I need to know. Mike Washington fumbles. Don't do it. Okay. All right. I mean, I'm not just macro. I don't know anything about Mike Washington. He's the guy that ran the really fast 40, right? And then cried after. See, I am going to try to triangulate some of these very, snippets that I've picked up along the way. But fumbles are things that get fixed. Remember what I was just thinking the other day? Remember when Kenneth Walker was just a boom bust home run hitter? And then after the Super Bowl, there are cut-ups of players and announcers being like, look at how he runs like Le'Veon Bell. Look at his patience, the way he sees the hole. And I'm like, what? I mean, it's completely true, but it's also like how quickly things and narratives can change with these guys. Like Kenneth Walker went from this gimmicky type of running back to a guy who's going to get absolutely paid as a bell cow back going forward. So, I appreciate the nugget on Mike Washington, but I want to be loose and fluid with these takes. We got my guy, JM Mike Check here. Highlight from your time away from streaming. Any enlightenment? Honestly, yeah, I've been writing about it in the P.O. Box newsletter. If you guys don't subscribe to that, that's just my free newsletter that I do every week. It's just kind of a wrap up of the content. I'll riff on some stuff on my mind. And I mentioned in there that I like taking a little time off, not because I'm like burnt out. Okay. I'm not someone who is like, oh man, I'm so tired from streaming. No, I just like to have some time to clear my head, walk around, think about what I want to do. And I have some ideas. I have a big idea I'm starting to work on now. I'm actually going to talk with the production team this week about it. I don't want to overpromise when I will share what it is, but I'm very excited about it. So that was a moment of clarity for me, J Mike, doing that, getting to do lots of family time. Been doing some fun little overnight trips with April and just taking advantage of all of that family time. So yeah, no one specific highlight there, but just enjoying some time to let like my brain and all of the random things in it kind of wash away and then fill it up with all the fresh new ideas that I want to execute this year. Look at Garage there, gifting out some memberships. Appreciate you, man. What is up, Paul? We're trying to hit everybody in the chat this morning. What's up, Yosh? Chat, the brain, and Pete, the hand draft. I love it. Yes, I truly am going to need your guys' help. Like if I'm being completely forthcoming, like these are the things I know. I know the first like 5 or 6 picks by ADP. I think we talked about this on a show. I know about the 3 top wide receivers at the top. Tyson, Lemon, and Tate. I know about, it sounds like a Page Street dish you would get there. Tyson, Lemon, and Tate. I know about Jeremiah Love. I now know about Mike Washington. I know that the quarterbacks are kind of pushed up this year. Megan was telling me that on Friday night show. I don't know a lot else. So I am truly going to need some assistance here. What's up, Skeletor? Mike saying Lemon reportedly pissed on the Jet staffers. Definitely got that round 1 vibe to him. I did see some memes going around. What he was doing, like performance art at his interviews, like he was staring people down and being extra weird. Is that what I have heard? You guys got to fill me in on that as well. What is up, Josh? 80, yo, ultimate white male. Great username there, buddy. This is your time to be alive. If you made your username ultimate white male in 2026, God, did you nail the zeitgeist? Joe King is shower maxing, still catching up on the chat here. Chris, what is up? Smoke them if you got them. Ryan, am I dog bowling this weekend? Yes, I will be out in LA, flying out Friday. I believe you are the Ryan who won John Warner's +1. Am I correct? Am I correct in that? If so, congratulations. Excited to meet you out there. Should be a great time. It is right now in Boston, Massachusetts, 18 degrees Fahrenheit. It was 6 degrees when I woke up this morning. So yes, mid 70s in Venice Beach sounds very nice right about now. What's up, B. Stockel? Aaron, Burgundy Bets. Here we go. Gumby, the TD Garden is not the... Relax, Gumby, relax. I just asked you about your trip, and you try to come in with basketball arena semantics. Don't forget, I'm still the one that calls it Invesco Field at Mile High. It's Empower Field at Mile High now, Peter. Here's a quick summary from Nick P. Mike Washington was picked 210 on Saturday. It's going in the 130s today. Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. If I know one thing, right? Like immediately following the NFL draft, we know the rookie prices are as frothy as they'll get, right? It was Travis Hunter was going in the 4th round. RJ Harvey was going in the 4th round. You'd sometimes be in a draft and Trevion Henderson would go at the 3-4 turn. You gotta let the slaps get their rookie rocks off immediately following these events. You just got to sit back and watch. You just got to sit back. You do the masterpiece thing and let the slaps beat their meat. They just have to get it out of their system. And then you let things cool down. And then you can say, all right, Mike Washington back to pick 175. Okay. All right. Now I can buy back in. Now I can get my rookie exposure. I would not recommend getting your rookie exposure on March 2nd, 2026, one day after the NFL Combine, unless it is someone who had a poor combine and everyone's over-indexing on that. Then maybe you BTFD right there. All right, people filling me in on Lemon here. He was doing bits, doing a Tupac impression. Is this okay? He's following in Keon Coleman's steps. I mean, a lot better prospect profile than Keon Coleman, right? At least there. But we need more comedians in this league. More comedians. What is up here, Bindles? How are we doing? Are we doing this again? I feel like I'm having deja vu. Josh says GM from the dentist's office. There was someone last year, I can't remember if it was Portfolio Review or Best Ball Breakfast, who was listening to Best Ball Breakfast via an earbud while getting their teeth done. Now, I need to know, Josh, are you just in the waiting room right now? Or are you actually, I guess if you're typing, I can't imagine you are under, like, I don't know how you're typing and doing this, but someone did tell me they were listening. And I thought that was a wild move because I have never once thought that I was allowed to listen to music or a podcast while getting my teeth cleaned. But more power to you guys. You guys are so emboldened. You guys are the ultimate white males. What a power move from a white male than walking into your dentist's office and saying, don't fucking talk to me. I'm listening to Best Ball Breakfast. Just get in there, put the polish on, floss my teeth, and don't say a word to me. I respect it. I honestly respect it. Okay, yeah. That was Brandon. He was tooth mogging us. There you go. Yeah, he's the actual dentist. Now that's allowed. I feel like my dentist office plays some of the worst music imaginable. It's like a mix between like soft rock and elevator music. And every song is like vaguely recognizable, but not enough to be enjoyable. I don't know. I think we do owe a coffee pour, right? Like that's what we do around here. You know, I'm going to be rusty today. So I need to do a coffee pour here for the people. Here we go. All right. Giving it a nice full pour here. And you know what? I did just share my first draft alert in the Deposit Kingdom Discord for 2026. If you guys are those best ball value hounds, you hop in the Deposit Kingdom Discord, you sync your Discord and YouTube account, you will see the Best Ball Breakfast channel in there. It has not been very active. There has not been much breakfasting in there, but it is back. It is now active. That's where I will tip you off. Right now, we have one spot available if you want to join my first draft of 2026. That will be entirely vibes-based. No rankings, no nothing. You guys can you can make fun of me, you can guide me, but God, what says we are back more than the Influencer 101? The Influencer 101 right off the rip. That's how it's done. That is how it's done, folks. You start the year off right. You got to start the year off with the 101. So what is the 101 these days? We got Bijan and Gibbs up here. I definitely think I'm going to go running back. Bijan 1-1 by ADP. Jahmyr Gibbs by 2-2. Let me toss this open to the peanut gallery here. What do you guys think I should do here? Yes, rigged. It's like early on, TikTok would used to juice people's views on their first video that they would post. It'd be like some really not interesting or entertaining video, and it would get like 2,000 views because they wanted to give you that dopamine rush to keep coming back, saying, no, you're doing good. Keep posting. That's like Underdog giving me the 101 here. They're like, no, Peter, I know you're a little tentative to start drafting teams. I know you don't know anything right now, but here's the 101. You'll like it. You'll keep coming back and drafting more. You say you won't enter slow draft hell. I didn't even click my first pick of 2026. That is really an appropriate start for me this year, is getting really into a riff and forgetting to make the pick. But we did select Bijan Robinson with the first pick of 2026. I'm good with it. I am a little bummed. My preschool friend, Zach Robinson, who used to be the offensive coordinator for Bijan Robinson, is now off to be Bucky Irving's offensive coordinator. And so it makes me a little sad. You know, I like having that connection. My boy, Zach Robinson, me and him like this in 1991. But I think Bijan can still feast, even without Zach drawing up the plays for him. This is true. If we're just going to keep things simple and we're not going to overcomplicate stuff, I mean, why not just draft the guy who won Sam Sherman $2 million, who won Mac Nova $1 million over on DraftKings. I actually know. I just forgot. Bijan did not win. Sam Sherman $1 million. He earned $2 million. He was sweating. Bijan Robinson. Man, you almost got me, Crutches, with that misinformation. I was like, wait a second. No. Sam had Derrick Henry. So that's the meta. You got to take Derrick Henry. Are you nuking Scatabo with all the running back rumors? What are the Scatabo rumors? I mean, I know he's coming back from injury, and it's a little pricey for that. What is he? What's his ADP? I've seen people post like he's going top 50 or something. Cam Scatabo 46.5. What are the rumors, though? Willis. Look at what a flex. What a flex. Willis coming in with the 60-month membership badge. Member for 60 months. Unbelievable. My daughter has only been alive for like 38 months. And Willis has been a member for almost double that. Scatabo is the new Sharps. Okay. All right. I like this. That really, that's a good shorthand for me to know the situation here. Rumor is Scat's playing without his helmet this year. The creatine Caucasians going helmetless. Jackson Dart said, there's only one way that I can truly protect myself from another concussion, and that's playing without a helmet. All right, I do have to focus up because I'm at the 2-3 turn, and I have no clue what I'm about to do. Yosh here, 40 months. Feels longer. Okay, here come the flexes. 45. Yeah, you guys, Willis is mogging everybody. All right, let's look at the board. Chase Brown, I don't love it. Nico, I don't mind there getting a little bit of a discount on him playing that bounce back. I do also like Ken Walker. I mean, hey, I'm just going to put Ken Walker in the queue. Let's just think this through. I am upset. I was going to take Bucky. I was like, I just did my whole rant about Zach Robinson leaving Bijan for Bucky. Let's take Kenneth Walker. Do we go full high T? Do we go ultimate white male and take 3 straight running backs, or do we go ahead and grab a wide receiver? Let's take Nico. Let's go balance to start. Let's not get crazy. It's way too early in the year to start talking about hyper fragile running back. That's a July conversation. This is a vibes-based conversation. Nico Collins, grown-ass man. I don't really think anything has changed. I'll take him at pick 3-1. We start Bijan Robinson, Kenneth Walker III, and Nico Collins. How'd I do, fam? How'd I do? All right, CW, I'm about to blow your goddamn mind. CW in the chat says, has anyone ever won best ball with a draft done before the NFL draft? Many, many people. Do you want to know why, CW? Because this contest closes before the NFL draft. Ergo, facto, someone will win a best ball tournament before the NFL draft. In fact, it's happened before. Someone will win the war room. Someone will win the little board. Someone will win the big board, just as they did last year. It is possible to win a best ball tournament before the NFL draft because the contest dictates so. Mike, Willis just calling us little bro. Yeah, Willis should have let someone else flex it first and then kind of come over the top there. Can anyone beat 60? I think there's a few people that might be like a month ahead of Willis. Maybe Frankie? I don't know, though. Josh Allen was the alpha move. I might be green. I might be coming in blind. But I'm not taking a guy whose number 2 wide receiver is Brandon Cooks in the 3rd round in the year 2026. I'm not doing it. No, CW, I'm making an example out of you. I will say, though, to your point, I believe there was a legit typo on these. They said they were going to correct it. No, they did change it. Yeah, they did change it. Initially, this start time or close time said 9:10, and people are like, wait, could this be open until the NFL, the start of the NFL season? But they fixed it. So April 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern is when this closes. Let me see what kind of damage you guys have been doing. We are basically halfway full in this big board, which again, if you're tuning in now and you don't know what I'm drafting, I should have done a better job telling you what I'm drafting. It is a $10 big board contest on Underdog. There's $200,000 up top here. Second place gets 100K. The structure is, and I guess the differences from Best Ball Mania, we go 20 rounds. So they're giving you 2 extra rounds to deal with all of the chaos of pre-draft best ball, and then 3 of 12 advance in this year's structure, not 2 of 12. So 3 of 12 advance, 1 of 10 in a week 15 pod, 1 of 10 in a week 16 pod, and then a bigger kind of final 558 seat final there. So I like this structure a lot. You know, sometimes in BBM, you know, with the 600,000 entrants, the 1 out of 16, you know, week 16 pods, those can be really cruel. But 3 of 12, 1 of 10, 1 of 10, top 2, win it, win it. Easy game. Easy game. Let's get into more existential questions like, has anyone ever paid taxes before? I love when the comments and the usernames perfectly line up. This comment coming to you from Money Ain't a Thing, asking, has anyone ever paid taxes before? Checks out. Checks out. Nick P has done 85 drafts. You might not be able to beat Willis in number of months as a YouTube member. How many? Can anyone beat Nick? No fake numbers. Just give it to me true. Has any, I've heard of people doing triple digit drafts already. Can anyone beat 85 2026 drafts? All right, we're about to pick at the 4-5 turn. We have Bijan Robinson, Kenneth Walker, Nico Collins. If you're just tuning in, welcome back to the inaugural 2026 edition of Best Ball Breakfast. I am drafting right now. No ranks, no tools. We're raw dogging it. ADP in the chat are only guides. And we are on the clock here. Is it bad if I like both of the top 2 guys at ADP? I like buying the dip on Terry McLaurin. I was talking to Megan on Friday. She told me Terry, I think, is her favorite, one of her favorite picks right now. And I do like Hendo. I think, man, I like a lot of these picks. I like Waddle. I like Burden. Burden seems a little pricey. I kind of think getting a third running back here feels nice. I'm going to just do a little bit of slap. I feel like anti-slap is for sure not taking Henderson here. Anti-slap is what? Like taking Judkins? Maybe Waddle? I'm going to get a second wide receiver in my third running back. So I go Trevion Henderson and Terry McLaurin there. What do you guys think? What would you have done if you were in my shoes with 177 people watching you, all ready to pounce on your every mistake, tell you why you just effectively set a $10 bill on fire? What would you have done in that spot? I went Trevion Henderson as my RB3 with Bijan Robinson and Kenneth Walker, and I went Nico Collins and Terry McLaurin. As always, I will continue to service the audio listener to the highest degree. If you are not able to watch this stream live or on playback on YouTube, I will upload the video and audio to the In a Vacuum podcast feed, which can be found on Spotify. If you want to watch it on Spotify, I upload the videos there as well. That will post every morning following the stream. So that'll be live in your feeds Tuesday a.m. if you need to watch this on playback or if you need to watch it in the dentist's office. If you are in the dentist chair later this week and you need something to whisper sweet nothings in your ear while you get your teeth drilled, In a Vacuum podcast feed, and I will continue to service you with all of the picks I make. I might be rusty. I might make bad picks. I might forget to share the draft board, but I will never forget to service the audio listeners. All right, Nick likes Hendo with that duo up top. All right, yeah, so getting some solidified studs and then taking a little swing on Hendo. Crutches like Terry and Tyson here. Yeah, getting a little rookie love. Swift would have been anti-slop. Chris says, have you watched any other content? The only football content that I have consumed is ADP chasing because one, I love that show. And 2, I'm the one uploading the audio, getting it ready on YouTube. So I'm always watching ADP chasing. So that's my only frame of reference. So I know more about the cartel situation in Mexico right now and about the curling controversy than I do about football. So even my football exposure is skewed through the lens of ADP chasing, which will be back tomorrow night. If you guys missed it, ADP chasing this year, this offseason, new time, they are going prime time. I said, you know what, guys? This show's too good to bury it at 10 a.m. like best ball breakfast. No. You guys deserve 7:30 p.m. Eastern. You know, and they're like, well, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, couldn't that be people having dinner? And I'm like, no, West Coast, that's drive time, baby. That's commuter time. People stuck in LA traffic, they're firing up ADP chasing to listen to you guys name off random players who may or may not be in the 2026 rookie class. So we got that all squared away, and ADP chasing is now humming. Mike Shope, Jacob Sanderson, Davis Maddock, Patrick Corain, Ship Chasing Channel. I need to talk to the fellas about this week. I would like to bring back Ship Chasing proper, Ship Chasing flagship on Thursday afternoon. So we'll get that rolling again here soon. We're ramping up this week. We're ready. We're knocking off the dust. We're ramping up here. Jake, 120 big boards, 144 total. This was a psyop from me. You're going to jail, Jake. This was to sniff out people who need help. You need help. Tim says, I'm going to love the next turn. Well, guess what? I'm on the clock right now with 15 seconds. Process, Peter. Should we get some onesies? Hurts has to be a discount at this price, right? Hurts has to be. I mean, this is a guy we've drafted in the 4th round. Like, what are we worried about? I mean, I know his passing really regressed last year. I think that could be noisy. I think he can bounce back. Should we get our first tight end? Do we go Warren or do we go Fannin? Warren or Fannin? This is the ultimate slap moment. I'm going to slap it up with Harold Fannin. I don't think I had any other correlation things. I guess I could scroll, but I'm letting ADP be my guide here. Now I can read Tim's full comment. Chance to draft the elite QB still. Check. We did that, which feels fantastic if they get there. Okay. All right. So we got Jalen Hurts and Harold Fannin to join our trio of running backs, Bijan, Kenneth Walker, and Trevion Henderson. And we got Nico and Terry as our 2 wide receivers. Chris, oh my God. Did you know Americans won the Olympic hockey tournaments? Here to help fill you in on sport. I didn't even know that. I was so confused. I was just watching the State of the Union address. And I'm like, why are these guys here? What's going on? And then I learned they won the goddamn Olympic medal. I was like, this makes sense. We should stick them in these 2 aisles for an entire hour. Thank you for your service, young gentlemen. Let's get them some McDonald's and then send them over to SNL. All right. Now this is getting out of hand. Jabron Brown says, I maxed the big board already. Have 36 Mike Washington teams all in the last 3 rounds. You guys smell that? It smells fishy to me. Guy I've never seen around here before. Don't even recognize this username. And he just so happens to have, 1, already maxed this contest, and 2, happens to have drafted the hottest rookie in the player pool, the guy who is skying up draft boards, and he happens to have just the juiciest, unbeatable CLV. Smells fishy to me, guys. What do you think? You know what I just realized? I mean, we're living in a hyper-accelerated, artificial intelligence-dominated world. Who's to say that these AI agents aren't already populating the chat? Who's to say there aren't people spinning up Claude agents to come in here and flaunt fake best ball statistics in CLV on me? I'm on high alert. Just like whenever I see a photo on X, I can't just assume it's real. Donald Trump yelling at his Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth. Let me head to the community notes or ask Grok, is this real? It's often not. I need to go ask Grok right now. Hey, Grok, is Jabron Brown 4869's claim actually true? All right, looks like people like the Fannin pick here. Tim's on board here. Oh, man, you're right. You're right. Cue the ducks for our duck-footed king. Someone posted a tweet in the Discord where someone was talking about best ball streamers playing music. It's like, we're about to enter World War III and we're going to start a discourse about light ambient music during a best ball stream. The ultimate white male strikes again. All right, shit. I'm back on the clock. And I do not, you know what? I still like my guy, Jordan Addison. The guy can't drive for shit, but I do like a little Jordan Addison. Let's take Jordan Addison. Are there any quarterbacks here that I need to take? I'm probably running back or wide receiver. I honestly don't mind the Blake Corum thing, right? Blake Corum can take over that backfield. I mean, Kyron has to be massively overvalued, right? Kyron going at pick 34. With all due respect, B-Spurf, with all due respect, Kyron Williams at pick 34 or Blake Corum at pick 97. Thoughts? Thoughts? Oh, boy. All right, guys, I have breaking news. I don't think it's an AI agent. I believe the guy I claimed could be lying has just added me on Twitter. Let's see here. He's coming with receipts. Now, look, though. Look, he says Kenneth Walker, DeAndre Swift, Emmett Johnson, Jalen Warren, Mike Washington. This man has spent $360 already on Mike Washington Jr. I still don't believe it. Grok, is this true? Stay tuned, bud. I know you're trying to pull a fast one over me, but Grok will tell me what's true, buddy. Grok will tell me. All right, here's a recap of the team so far, and then I need your guys' thoughts on that turn. Jalen Hurts, our sole quarterback. We have Bijan, Kenneth Walker, Trevion Henderson, Blake Corum at running back. 3 wide receivers, Nico, Terry McLaurin, Jordan Addison, tight end Harold Fannin. Jordan Addison with a personal chauffeur is like a 4th round pick, right? Can we all agree on that? Jordan Addison, who can't find his keys, 3-4 pick. Money Ain't a Thing says, I hacked Underdog to give myself 250 big board teams. And of those 250 big board teams, I have 300 Mike Washington teams. Money ain't a thing, and math ain't a thing either. I love it. I love it. Yeah, this is true. Light mode was the biggest telltale sign here. Has Grok responded to me? Come on, Grok. Is Grok working overtime this morning because Claude is down? Wow, Matt Moose says, definitely fishy. I have 60 plus big boards, max the little board, max the war room, and have one more bigger broad to draft. 150 is possible. I assure you it's possible. It is possible from like just a time perspective. People find a way. Yeah, who is Emmett Johnson? Can you guys tell me how bad is his Emmett Johnson exposure? Okay, he's sick about it. Hey, you know what? It's all about the flex, though. You should have done the 2 DFS screenshot thing. Is you crop it, right? Like, dude, what could you have done? Okay, you couldn't crop it here. You could have just sent Mike Washington 24%. Kenneth Walker, DeAndre Swift, Emmett Johnson, Jalen Warren. Yeah, we gotta work on your cropping here. Does this mean you're driving right now, bro? Is this your navigation? Are you driving right now? All right, I gotta focus. I'm making picks. Oh boy. This is the first time at the top of a queue, a name I don't know. Denzel Boston. Quick, go to mock draft database. Is he still supposed to go in the first round? What do I do? What do I do? Do we inject some youth? Oh my God, if I take Denzel Boston, you guys are going to tell me he ran like a 4.8 40. Oh no. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. I think I'm going to need to get another. Is Stroud still available? I'm panicking. Vibes, panic. Is Stroud going to come back around? I really just can't click Woody Marks and JCM. Those guys had so much opportunity to show us. I guess JCM with Terry McLaurin, that would be the ultimate slap. But let's lock up our second quarterback. I got scared. I took CJ Stroud. Sam Darnold, Malik Willis, Fernando Mendoza were ahead of Stroud by ADP for the people listening along at the dentist office. I figured just lean into the stack there. Talk to me about Denzel Boston. Talk to me. Meanwhile, Frankie. Okay, yeah, I had hypothesized that Frankie might be able to member Mog Willis, but it's a tie. It's like the guy from Australia in the ASU frat leader. It's kind of like a Mog off tie. No mogging was done. Neutral mogging. Good morning, Paul. Oh no, Boston is Keon Coleman. David Boston's kid. Okay, at least it seems like he's not David Boston's kid. Boston is a right rig rookie. Oh my God. I'm getting so much information on this player and none of it is helpful. All right. Ron says Boston is a better prospect than Keon. No one picked Stroud. I just picked Stroud, chunk. B Stockel, if you saw the tweet or if you saw the intro to this stream, I told you this is my first draft of the year and I want to do it. No ranks, no tools, straight raw dogging it with some input and help from the chat. Boston equals Sutton? Okay. I could get down with that. Big guy, top 45 pick. I'm sorry, B-Spurf. I can't trust the guy taking Kyron Williams in the third round. He says Boston dropped every ball in drills. That might be true, but you're just not a reliable narrator. Once you take Kyron Williams in the third, I can no longer trust your judgment. Denzel Boston is projected to be a Steeler, which we all hate. Isn't it a little early for like these direct one-for-one team fits? I mean, outside of the stuff at the top 10 where team needs in the draft, order are a little more sticky. But if we're talking about pick 45, there's no way we can actually triangulate where any of these guys are going to line up right now. You'd probably get like plus 1,500 on Denzel Boston to the Steelers, right? Right? Harmon calls him Diet Coke Mike Evans. Okay. All right. So what? That means he's going to give me 750 yards every year for 15 years. The ultimate white male with the ultimate take, Denzel Washington over Denzel Boston. All right. Reviews are mixed on Denzel Boston, which is probably why he fell to me at 120. Buffalo Bills got to keep taking stabs. All right. Let's focus up. We're at the 12-13 turn. You guys are ripping picks here. You guys are absolutely ripping picks. Top of the queue by ADP, J.K. Dobbins, Brenton Strange. Ooh, Romeo Dobbs seems like he would have been nice. I will say, I listened to the fellas on ADP Chasing talk about Travis Hunter, and I agreed with this take. I agreed with the take that there's very limited downside at this price in mountains of upside. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take Travis Hunter. The question here is, do we want to take another one of these running backs? J.K. Dobbins, man, I do like J.K. Dobbins. James Conner, Alvin Kamara, Rashad White, Tajay Spears. I might slap it up. We have two guys good at the top. Can I just swing for Tajay Spears? Can I just vibes base pick the guy here I like. That was just me going rogue. I kind of am like, what does J.K. Dobbins, James Conner, Alvin Kamara do for this team? And I realize that's a very like 2023 way of thinking about a best ball selection. But sometimes when you're just vibing out, I just want to take the guy. I will have plenty of time this summer to eat my vegetables with J.K. Dobbins, James Conner, and Alvin Kamara. Wasn't that the meme? Was it at the start of the year? I saw people complaining in Discord, or maybe it was in the Ship Chasing channel, that the sidekick like suggests you to take Alvin Kamara every selection. How bad of a mistake did I just make with Tajay Spears? I think we can be done at running back. I think we're probably done. Connor, crutches like Tajay or Tucker. Now we're really playing the hits. Bro just drafted CB1. How many picks do we have left? So let's look at our structure here. So we're at a 2-5-5-1. Fine, I'll say it. I'll say the line. Hang on, let me read off these running backs and then let me say the line. Bijan Robinson, Kenneth Walker, Trevion Henderson, Blake Corum, Tajay Spears. I think we can be done at running back. That felt good. We only have Harold Fannin at tight end. I've not been thinking about stacking basically at all. I guess I did take CJ Stroud way ahead of ADP to stack. I guess a fun thing to be would be, who do we think the Minnesota quarterback is going to be? Can I stack him up with Jordan Addison? Man, quarterback did get pretty gross. Who's going to be the Cleveland quarterback too? Clicking JJ McCarthy and Shadur Sanders does not seem like a good plan. So we need wide receiver and tight end. What's the structure you guys have been doing the most? What's your most popular or frequented structure in these 20 round drafts? You guys like Geno? All right, we are about to pick again. I will say I am not Omar Cooper Jr., huh? I'm not like a huge fan of Hunter Henry, but this seems like a good price. Is he like an unrestricted free agent, or is he a lock to be back with Drake May next year? I'm taking Harold Fannin with Hunter Henry. Tyreek Hill, DK, Tank Dell. Oh my God, Tank Dell's playing it. I don't know what to do here, so I'm going to take Trey Harris. I'm going to take a young guy. I mean, at the end of last season, they were starting to ramp him up a little bit. His targets weren't that different than like Gadsden and even Ladd down the stretch there. But I'm not going to lie, I panicked here. This is where I am. Not only am I out of my depth right now, we are into names that either terrify me or I simply do not have a reference point for, like Elijah Surratt. I did look at Tank Dell longingly. I love Tank Dell, man. He was like on the fast track to being my favorite player. I saw a video of him on X where he was doing drills and his legs looked like toothpicks. Didn't seem great. I hope the best for him, though. Houston general manager Nick Caserio said Wednesday that he expects Dell to be available for offseason activities. Caserio acknowledged that the team will have a better idea about where Dell stands in his recovery from the pair of surgery he went in early 2025 to address a major left knee injury. Seems like something I should probably sit and wait on. Goodson's not going to sit and wait. He grabs Tank Dell at 173. I do love Tank, though. Oh, you're right. CJ Stroud, where's Schultz gone? Oh my God, Schultz is still free. After all of this man has done for my rosters and yours, just a humble workman, a mercenary in the league. picking up fantasy points, 1 7-yard catch at a time. My first snipe of 2026. Did I snipe you or did you snipe me? I was going to take Omar Cooper Jr. because he's a name I've heard people mention that I think, is he going to be a second-round pick? He's the Indiana guy, right? I was like, oh, this will be a good spot to get another, little youth here. This is fair. This is fair. Tank Tail's legs always look like toothpicks, says Hartman. Fair. All right, so we have 5 more picks. 2783, 3683, 3584, 3683, 3773. Where did Mike Washington go? Where's our Mike Washington watch? Mike Washington went at pick 160. Looks like you guys were all showing some nice restraint. Everyone was like, hey guys, this is the first best ball breakfast of the year. Everybody play it fucking cool with Mike Washington. If we don't take him in the 120s in this one, maybe people will chill out in some of these other drafts. Do not take Mike Washington too fucking early. But then Charlie couldn't help himself. He had to take him at 160. I need more coffee, and then we are going to make this pick. Talk to me, chat. What should I be looking at? I am looking at Dalton Schultz. I will tell you right now, I'm looking so freaking hard at Dalton Schultz. I am staring. I am burning a hole through his name with my eyes. That's the intensity with which I am looking at Dalton Schultz right now. What else should I be looking at? Are there any rookies I should be entertaining? Should I do a Shimmery Dyke? That was my name for him when I didn't know that it was Shimmery DK. Just kidding. Dalton Schultz. Are you kidding me, dude? That's just not. That's bullshit, bro. George Kittle, Mark Andrews, Dalton Schultz. We're really doing this already? What about Hawkinson? I'm panicking. I'm panic selecting Hawkinson because I already have Jordan Addison. God, I'm panicking. I'm absolutely panicking. Jacoby Brissett, JJ McCarthy, Shadur Sanders. Chat likes, oh God, never Hawk. Chat, Tory. All right. Chat likes Tory Horton. I like Tory Horton. You're right. I completely forgot about him. That dude was on the verge of a breakout and then had his season derailed. I think he's good, right? He's good. Isn't it crazy that I was about to say the word he's tied to Sam Darnold as a compliment? Isn't that funny how things change? A year ago, you never would have said that being tethered to Sam Darnold is a good thing. And I, without a hint of irony, until I stopped myself and wanted there to be just a smidge of irony, was about to say, and he's tied to Sam Darnold. Super Bowl champ, Sam Darnold. I've kind of stumbled back into my correlation bullshit here. We got Trevion Henderson and Hunter Henry. We have Kenneth Walker and Tory Horton. We have TJ Hawkinson and Jordan Addison. Could this be a 4-quarterback team? Could this be a 4-quarterback team? So talk to me through, I do like the Derek Carr idea. And again, I'm biased. I have his phone number. We're pals, whatever. Geno, what's the thought on some of these free agent quarterbacks? Where are you guys connecting the dots on these? Where do we think Geno's going? Where do we think Tua's going? Couldn't Derek Carr be in Minnesota? Derek Carr in Minnesota would cook, right? I think he'd cook there. I'm going to pour some coffee while you guys tell me what to do with these next picks. I see everyone saying Geno, but I'm just asking. I'm allowing you to be creative. I'm telling you, where are we hoping Geno goes? What's a realistic spot for Geno? I just hear Geno, and I haven't heard anyone say Geno to the Vikes, bro. Geno to the Dolphins, homie. Yo, Geno to the Jets. Think about all those dump offs to Breece Hall. Okay, thank you. Geno is a Viking, Minnesota. Okay. Now we're talking. Okay, this is all I needed. I just needed a little hand holding, guys. I'm out here raw dogging it. I don't got a safety net. You're my safety net. Watch this Ramsey's, dude. This Ramsey's gonna take Geno and he's gonna think he's funny shit, dude. I'm telling you, this guy is gonna take Geno Smith and he's gonna think he's funny. He's gonna think he's a real laugh riot. Watch this. He's gonna think he's a real joker. Watch him. Do it, bud. He's gonna even bleed the clock for comedic effect. Okay. He didn't do it. He didn't do it. All right, you guys have sold me on this Geno stuff. But then Dane pulls me back in with some Derek Carr. What's wrong with, should we do another? You know what? I'm going 4 quarterbacks. I'm doing it, guys. We'll figure out our 8th wide receiver. This is vibes based, dude. I got to take my homie Derek Carr. People forget. Let's go to Instagram. Let's go to Instagram here. Show you guys my homie. Look at me. Looking so tough. Me and Derek Carr. Should I text him? Should I text him and tell him I just drafted him in my first draft of the year? I have not. I have his phone number from when we did this, and I have not messaged him once. I think now is the time. I think I text Derek. All right, let's actually do this. All right, guys, help me workshop. Actually, I did text him. I texted if there were some articles after the YouTube thing where it was like awful announcing and they were giving him really good reviews as a broadcaster. And so I sent him that link thinking he probably wouldn't see it otherwise. All right, this is how I'm going to play cool. Hey, dude, hope you're doing well. Just a classic way to start a message. Hope you're doing well. Just drafted my first fantasy team. Oh man, it's 11 a.m. here, so it's like 8 a.m. on the West Coast. That's fine. He's got a bunch of kids. He's already up. Hey, dude, hope you're doing well. Just drafted my first fantasy team of 2026 and took you. I'm not even going to tell him it was my one of my last picks. Also, speaking of my last pick, I got to make sure I don't time out here. All right, I have one more pick. I'm going to say, and took you as one of my QBs. We'll just leave it ambiguous. I don't have to tell him he was like my QB4. He's going to think I'm like fishing for unretirement news. This is such a mistake. I got caught up in the moment of doing this on camera, and now I hate it, but I'm going to see it through. Hey, dude, hope you're doing well. Just drafted my first fantasy team of 2026 and took you as one of my QBs. How do I end this? What do I say this? Do I say, let's get it? Maybe I should say, hey, dude, maybe I should put the hope you were doing well at the end. Should it go, hey, dude, just drafted my first fantasy team of 2026 and took you as one of my QBs, ! Hope you are doing well. I think that's the move. You put the hope you were doing well at the end. Let me move that over there. Copy and paste here. Let's see. I think that's it. Dude, this is gonna open up the floodgates of friendship. You think I should hit him with the heart? He is like, when he sent me the last message he said to me when I sent him the link was, he goes, that's really cool, man. Thank you. Praise God. Hopefully we can connect on some stuff in the future. Well, the future's now, brother. Message sent. Message sent. There it is. I don't know if you're going to be able to read that. All right, final pick. Final pick. We need another wide receiver. Quick, someone tell. I got CJ Stroud and I got sniped on Dalton Schultz, so we take his name is Noel. Jalen Noel. Let's do it. I'll keep you guys posted on Derek Carr here. Here's the thing, Nick. Nick says Derek and Davis contacts being next. You would think he was, but Davis is not actually in that because Davis has been in my phone since I got Davis's number, you know, when we started doing shows and Swolecast, like whatever that was, 5 or 6 years ago. His name in my phone is Little D, Lil space D. His, of course, previous hip hop moniker from his SoundCloud rap days. And I have had his name in my phone as that for ages. So he's next to the L's. Little D. Little D. All right. Let's now recap this first team. Also, I am so here for the B-Smurf slander. B-Smurf with an all-time dusty team. I don't know why that's killing me so much. It's just like... They're just something, just speaking so confidently about something being good or bad on March 2nd is just so funny to me. And I'm going to be guilty of it all summer long too. But that comment is so good. Thank you, Chris. All right, here's my team. For the audio listeners, I don't know if my girl, my teacher, Steph Miller, is watching, but I am going to need some grades. I'm going to need some grades. I'm going to need some tough love. Now, I would say, if you were grading this team to maybe grade it on a curve, this wasn't, you know, an open book test with the sidekick and the solver and everything helping me out the ranks. No. This was from the heart and from you guys. So just know that when you're grading, you're also kind of grading yourself. 4 quarterbacks: Jalen Hurts, CJ Stroud, Geno Smith, and my close personal friend, Derek Carr. 5 running backs: Bijan Robinson, Kenneth Walker, Trevion Henderson, Blake Corum, Tajay Spears. 8 wide receivers: Nico Collins, Terry McLaurin, Jordan Addison, Denzel Boston, Travis Hunter, Trey Harris, Torrey Horton, Jalen Knoll. 3 tight ends: Harold Fannin, Hunter Henry, TJ Hawkinson. So if there's some thematic through lines here, I would say pretty solid / balanced at running back. 2 high-end guys, some nice, breakout potential with Hendo, Corum, and Spears. Quarterback is like kind of sketchy. I'm trying to do it. Hang on, wait a second. Breaking news. Response back from Derek Carr. Folks. My close personal friend responds immediately. I will read it. Ha ha! Exclamation point. That's awesome! Exclamation point. We will know soon if that's a good pick or not. I'll either be able to get you points or get you some good golf scores. I hope you're doing great, man! Exclamation point. Breaking news. We will know soon if that's a good pick or not. Still feels pretty binary. I'll either be able to get you points or get you some good golf scores. All right. Do with that what you will. Man, Derek Carr responds to my text messages faster than my own wife does. My wife will leave me on unread for half a day. I'm like, Lauren, did you see my message? Meanwhile, future Minnesota Vikings quarterback Derek Carr snap replies. All right. Now let's get the grades here. This is confirmed. I'm taking Derek Carr in the Albatross. Okay. B+ because of the QBs, C+ curve to a B-, B-, C, C-. Oh no, the ultimate white male thinks it was a C-. Jalen Hurts, CJ Stroud, Geno Smith, Derek Carr, Bijan, Kenneth Walker, Trevion Henderson, Blake Corum, Tajay Spears, Nico Collins, Terry McLaurin, Jordan Addison, Denzel, Boston, Travis Hunter, Trey Harris, Torrey Horton, Jalen Knoll, Harold Fannin, Hunter Henry, TJ Hawkinson. I went so youth slap at wide receiver. Like once I did Boston, I took four straight second-year wide receivers. Travis Hunter, Trey Harris, Torrey Horton, Jalen Knoll. Back in my day, you used to have to pay a premium for year 2 breakouts, and now they just give them away for free in big board drafts. What was the Torrey Horton injury? I need a reminder. Said Wednesday that Horton got fixed up and won't be available for the start of the Seahawks offseason program in the spring. He had surgery to address the lower body injuries that kept him sidelined week 10 through the end of the year, but he still appears on track for the start of training camp in late July, but he might not fully participate in OTAs or minicamp. Yeah, I mean, so if he's back midsummer, I mean, his ADP is going to slowly rise, right? I mean, a healthy Torrey Horton on the Super Bowl champs who are still fairly wide receiver needy, especially with another year of tread on Cooper Kupp's tires. He's definitely moving up, right? Torrey Horton looks like, I mean, should Rashid Shaheed, Matthew Golden, like this is the range for him. All right. I want to do something here. I need to get caught up to speed a little bit more on these rookies. And what I thought we could do before we do another draft is I need a little crash course on these rookies. So up on Fantasy Life, the rookie supermodel, Dwayne's model, is now updated across all positions, not quarterback, the positions he has the model for. So running back, wide receiver, tight end. I downloaded these using AI. No, I just downloaded the CSV. I downloaded the CSV here, and I thought what we could do is I could pull this up in a Google Sheets, and you guys could help me fill in some notes. It could be any nuggets that you want. It could be data backed. It could be vibes based. It could be film rating. And I thought that I could get some notes going here with your guys' help. So let me do a little filtering. Let's start with some of the running backs here. Let me kind of fix this so we can kind of see what we're looking like here. I don't need to know their draft class. Career games is fine. Age is good to know. Projected draft position is good to know. Program rating, I don't really care. Strength of schedule, I don't need all these. Production rating, I kind of want to see right now. Film rating is good to know. I know he sources these from Lance Zierlein. What's SSR again? Speed score rating. Yep, that's good to know. Obviously, this is updated with the combine stuff. And then the RSM is the final score here. But I need some notes. This is what I need from you guys. I need some notes. I'm going to make this bigger. Let's make this so we can actually see it here. And I want to get just on some of these relevant guys that you guys think should be drafted. All right. Breaking news. Someone just said, I can't believe Peter hasn't seen the news yet. Well, guess what? I've now seen it. Man, we are just breaking news left and right. First, Derek Carr. Text messages into Best Ball Breakfast with an update on his playing status. Next, we get David Montgomery to the Texans. Do you guys remember when my finger was hovering over Woody Marks there? I think just something deep down inside, I knew. What did they get? A 5th round pick. Lions are sending running back David Montgomery to the Texans for a 5th round pick. I just updated my big board ranks. Jahmyr Gibbs is now the 101. The Lions become a pretty interesting spot now, right? For what? Like a day 2 running back? A big bodied guy there? I mean, Woody Marks had, look, I don't need to do like Schadenfreude for NFL running backs and all this stuff. But man, that guy had every opportunity to carpe diem and seize the day and seize that job. And my God, did he not do it? He did not do it. David Montgomery. David Montgomery's going to score a lot of touchdowns. David Montgomery, comma, in 3 years with the Lions, comma, had 2,506 rushing yards and 26 TDs, period. Detroit will have Jahmyr Gibbs eligible for a contract extension this offseason. That comes to you from the only man who would find a way to shoehorn extra uses of commas into his posts, ESPN insider, Adam Schefter. Okay, let's, because I want to do this, I want to be efficient with this, but I genuinely want some TLDR's notes. What do I need to know about Jeremiah Love, off to a great start. Jeremiah Love, what? He's projected to be a top 10 pick here. Ran pretty well at the combine. What are we worried that the ADP is a little frothy here? Like, where did he go in this draft? So he's going, what, pick 14. What do I need to know about Jeremiah Love? Anything else that I should know? He played at Notre Dame along with Jadarian Price. Is this kind of like, what was it? Was it Bijan Roschon Johnson? Was that the two Texas backs when they came out together? Anything that if I were to write one note about Jeremiah Love, what do I need to know? All right. Mr. Emmett Johnson likes Jeremiah Love here. Better than Genty, yet cheaper. Ooh, you know what? That is, I'm not saying, let's say this. Notes do not equal endorsements. Notes do not equal endorsements, but that is just clever enough, succinct enough to really stick in my craw here. Better than Genty. How did you word it? I liked how you worded it. Yet cheaper. Do you guys agree with that? You guys agree with that? Better than Genty, yet cheaper. Alpha. We can hit him with a semicolon alpha right there. Love equals CMC. That's good too. Wow. Nick says, oh, you're talking about Monty. Yeah. No, we're talking about Jeremiah Love here. All right. Crutch is pushing back, saying in JJ's models, he's an Omarion level prospect behind Genty and others. Interesting. Okay. Let's keep this moving though. Jonah Coleman. And again, this isn't, you can see here, like Jadarian Price draft positions 56. This is just how the model likes it. Dwayne's model. And this factors in all of these things. But Jonah Coleman, so pick 74, what? That's a day, round 3 pick there. Anything I should know about Jonah Coleman? Looks like he's like solid production, speed score, and film score across the board, like just a solid running back. Anything else I need to know about UW's Jonah Coleman? Been reliably told Jonah Coleman is Najee Harris. Okay. Comps are very helpful. Oh, I did equals, and it thought I was actually trying to do a formula. Najee Harris. Any other comments? Don't click. Okay. Oops. All right, getting rave reviews here for supermodel number 2, Jonah Coleman. No Coleman. Coleman is Cam Scatabo with CTE. Well, is it Cam Scatabo? Cam Scatabo with CTE? Okay, it's that you guys do not like Jonah Coleman. Point taken. Where did he go in this one? Coleman went pick 112. Wait a second. Oh, I thought Charlie said don't click and then actually was the one who took about 112. I was like, hey. Emmett Johnson. What do I need to know about Emmett Johnson other than the fact that this man, Football DGen, has 25% of him? Did Grok ever reply to me, by the way? Look at this. Derek Carr responds faster to me than Grok. Unbelievable. Grok still won't tell me if this is true. What do I need to know about Emmett Johnson? It seemed like you guys were down on him. Emmett is top producer in JJ's model. Pretty horrific size, adjusted speed. Yeah, speed score. So he's 22.9, average age here on the lower end for career games compared to some of these guys. Projected a little bit after Jonah Coleman. It doesn't look like his speed score is awful. Speed score rating there. Everyone loves Emmett. It doesn't seem like it. Bad combine. Do it all back. That isn't particularly good at any of the all. Bad combine. Do it all, but no standout stuff. Okay, let's keep it moving. Nicholas Singleton. What do I need to know about the Penn State back? Nicholas Singleton, not projected to go highly at all. 116 right now. I believe these are pulled from mock draft database. Let's see. Where did Singleton go in ours? He went at pick 189 right before I took TJ Hawkinson. Any notes on Singleton? Broken foot. Okay. So that's not ideal. He's coming back from an injury. He's very good, but broken foot. What was his stuff? Yeah. Production 79, film score 73, speed score 76, kind of right in line with Coleman and Emmett Johnson for overall supermodel score. But I mean, the one thing that this is telling me is that this tier 2 is pretty flat. Is that kind of consensus? Like there's really no strong consensus number 2. Jadarian Price. So what? Plays behind Jeremiah Love. So makes sense that his production profile would be lower than most of these guys at 65. And it also makes sense that his film score would be high and is helping to buoy enthusiasm, and projected to be the second running back off the board in the class. Also doesn't look like he had a great combine, speed score of 74. Any other context for Jadarian Price? So not a great combine for him. I'm taking it. Didn't catch a lot of passes. We'll get to Mike Wash. Don't worry. Wade light at the combine. So it does feel like, it feels a lot like the Bijan Roshan thing, right? I'm not misremembering that dynamic. Where the film guys were still pretty high on Jadarian Price, or sorry, Roshan, but the production wasn't there. Wow, another teammate here, Katron Allen. Let me see where Price went in this, by the way, and then we're going to pick up the pace because I only kind of want to do some of these draft relevant. Wow, so Jadarian Price went to Charlie at 88. Wow, Charlie was slapping it up. Price at 88, Coleman at 112, Washington at 116. Okay. Katron was in a committee with Singleton at PSU. That checks out. Any other thoughts on him? Allen, nicknamed Fat Man. How much does he weigh? 220? That's not, I mean, maybe this is fake news. Record-setting running back at the NFL Combine. What did he do at the Combine? See, this is what I need. Come on, this ad blocker. I need you guys to fill me in on this. I shouldn't have to Googling stuff. You guys should be telling me. What did he do? This is from the Penn State propaganda machine, Nittany Lions Wire. And it's just all photos. Is there any text? This is what journalism is. Is this what journalism is? Are you kidding me? I go to read an article titled Penn State record-setting running back Katron Allen, cool name, by the way, at the NFL Combine. And it's all photos mixed with ads. This is the article. There's no info. The captions don't even say what his times were. He speaks to members of the media. What are we doing? What are we doing? You can't even give me bullet points of what he did? How is this an article? What are we doing? Nittany Lions Wire. You tried to SEO this. You couldn't even put in the bullet points of his times. You told me he had a record-setting running back combine and couldn't even give me one of the records he set? We are so cooked. What is this? Oh, God. All right. This is why I can't even Google anything anymore. Jesus. Okay, so I know nothing about him other than split backfield with Singleton. Never go to nittnywire.com ever again in your life. Okay, so it is interesting. I'm wondering, why do we think the Mike Washington? So there's a lot of hype about Mike Washington. His production score is down here at 68, which is below all these guys above him. His film score isn't great, but then his speed score is at 100. So this is kind of like the classic athlete go Burr. Is the comp, is it like Bashal Tutin this year? Although Bashal Tutin was actually really productive. So maybe that's not the best comp. Who's our comp for speed score freak who didn't have a ton of production? What else do I need to know about Mike Washington? And then we'll go to Roman Hemby. Hemby, don't draft? Okay. That's a good nugget. Mike Washington equals Clinton Portis? Maybe I'm misremembering, but was Clinton Portis that fast? Maybe I've just memory wiped that. Who says Tutin? Yeah, I just don't like the Tutin comp because he was really had a really good production score. DeMarco Murray, Pacheco. I mean, Pacheco wasn't setting records, speed score records. Okay, 118 speed score. Yes. Oh, yeah. Someone said Blaze Deck Combine fumbles. This seems like one. I mean, what you guys were telling me about where his ADP was before, where he was going, like right after the combine, at least where Charlie got him at 160 seems fine based on just what it was anchored to. What is his ADP technically right now? 180, but it's a fake ADP. Last call on running backs. Are there any other of these running backs that we haven't hit on that you guys are drafting? Someone mentioned Adam Randall. Isn't this the guy that Davis tried to get squatters rights on? I thought he was a wide receiver. I thought the Adam Randall stuff was he was a wide receiver. Am I misremembering that? Or was he a converted quarterback? It was some kind of dual position thing. Seth McGowan is Philip Lindsay 2.0 after eating a Mario Bros mushroom. Okay. All right. That's enough to crack the notes. Lindsay 2.0 post mushroom. All right, there you go. Thank you, J Mike. McGowan looks good. Converted wide receiver. Okay, yeah, I knew Adam Randall was converted something. Good speed score. Iffy production. Worst production outside of Jadarian Price, but makes sense if he was a converted wide receiver. McGowan shared a backfield with Mike Washington. Oh my God. How many of these teammates do we have up here? Did he transfer? Which one transferred? Did Mike Washington transfer from Kentucky to Arkansas? Is that what happened? McGowan went to jail, likely a chief. Okay, that's good information. Went to jail. Destined to ride shotgun with Rashi. Okay, thank you. Both of them transferred. Don't laugh at me. There's no laughs. This is coming from a humble place. I'm not an authority on any of this. We're trying to crowdsource this. You guys are trying to get me up to speed. Thank you. Mike went to Buffalo and New Mexico, then Arkansas. Jesus. That's a red flag there. All right, let's head to wide receiver. So basically none of we don't have speed scores in here. Actually, let me see if this got updated since I downloaded. Okay, it doesn't look like. Did none of them do run the 40? So there's no speed score ratings. I don't know if that's because we haven't updated it yet or if we just don't have like any good data on these guys yet. Anyways, Carnell Tate comes in at 93, projected draft capital at 7. Anything I need to know about Carnell Tate? I have listened or read in the Fantasy Life newsletter, Ian talk about him. Ian, of course, big Ohio State guy. Did I hear someone mention like a George Pickens type comp for him? Like fast, big body, downfield wide receiver? Does that check out? Yeah, 4.54, so wasn't quite as fast as people want. Okay, slightly slower Pickens. Yeah, that's kind of what I had heard people say. But man, that's legit draft capital there. If he's going top 7. Okay. Hit me on Jordan Tyson. I did see the video of him. What did he hit? 26 bench press reps yesterday. Seemed pretty impressive. Their Arizona State solid production rating, the best production rating outside of Elijah Surratt, it looks like, in this class. Decent film score, second in the supermodel with a rating of 88. What do I need to know about Jordan Tyson here? Tyson is Jetta's upside with some freak injuries. Okay. Tyson is super awesome, but gets hurt every year. Okay. Yeah. Career game. So he's at 33. Tate was 37. Lemon's 30, 38. Looking at age, Tate is the youngest of these guys, 21.6, but not by a ton. Tyson, 22.1 there. I'm still projected to go top 10. Very good, but oft injured. It sounds like is the notes there. All right, let's see here. Mekhi Lemon, weird combine, projected to go though top 13 here. Production just a smidge below Tate and Tyson, but a better film grade than Tyson. He's at 89, which is second highest film grade in the class behind only Carnell Tate here. And then a rookie supermodel score pretty much right in line with Tyson. He's at 87. So slightly better production for Tyson, better film for Lemon. Pretty similar rookie supermodel scores. What do you got? ARSB upside comp. Okay. Mostly slot, but can go outside. Pocket size Puka. Lemon, DJ Moore. Okay. So we can get ARSB, DJM type. Potential crazy person. Is that the notes? KC Concepcion, Texas A&M, 22 years old, projected to go back end of round 1. Not as good of a production score as those top 3 guys, but not awful. Solid film score, solid rookie supermodel score coming in 4th. Seems like a lot of enthusiasm. KC concentration, more like his name here. Drops the ball, but awesome release. Sounds like so he's a downfield guy. Fast downfield burner, drops issue. Diggs-esque. Okay. How about Diggsy-in? Can we do Diggsy-in instead of Diggs-esque? Let's keep this moving. Denzel Boston, total stud, drafted by Peter on his first draft. What were you guys saying about Denzel Boston? I already forget. He is projected to go back end of round 1, although Sounds like you guys are saying he might now slide out around 1. Production score, not good. Actually, the weakest production score of any of these guys on my screen. Film rating, solid at 82. Almost 23 years old. Contested catch guy. Oops, all caps. Now I see why you guys weren't doing cartwheels when I took him. He's 6'4". Okay. 6'4". Oh, yes. You guys had mentioned Sutton as a comp when I took him. Elijah Surratt. So now we have the two Big Ten, two Indiana guys here. Both projected to go in the same range. What is this? Like middle back end of round 2. Surratt with a crazy good production score, 93, highest in this class. It looks like Omar Cooper, not so much, but Omar Cooper gets the nod as far as film score. And then their overall supermodel score is pretty comparable. Give me the cliff notes on these two Indiana wide receivers, Surratt and Cooper here. So we're saying Indiana system beneficiary. I thought I heard good people saying good stuff about Omar Cooper. Let's do both, though. Any notes on these guys? Surratt, this is helpful. Keenan Allen-esque, slow but super refined. So a guy who earns targets. Although that kind of reminds me of who is the guy that the Titans drafted that was uber productive at Miami last year? Why am I blanking on his name? He was incredibly slow, but had an awesome year at Miami. And everyone thought he was going to be like the wide receiver 2. People in the chat were always begging me to draft this guy. Restrepo. Thank you. That was it. Restrepo. Yeah. Is Surratt Restrepo-esque, or is this going to be better? I mean, if he's going at pick 53, that'll be a lot better. If he goes at pick, 150, then it's Restrepo-esque? All right. Surratt is Tyler Boyd. Okay. That's a comp that actually resonates with me. Sorry, Steven. I was trying to sneak in a coffee pour here. The Tyler Boyd one, that actually makes sense. Did anyone have any other thoughts on Cooper for me? Didn't he have a decent combine? I'd Google it, but we know that the Indiana wire is just going to be 4 fucking photos and no information. Can't even Google news anymore. Unbelievable. I appreciate that, Davis. Although I'm very close to wrapping this up, and so we can do another draft here. Are there any ran a 4.42? Okay, fast. That's good. He's projected to go pick 43. So if he goes top of the second round, plays both inside and out, but able to play both. Okay, 4.42, versatile, inside out. That's good enough for me. This is your chance. If you have a note on a wide receiver that I have not yet covered here outside of the top 9, now is your chance. This includes Chris Brazel, if I'm saying that name correctly, Chris Bell, Jeremy Bernard. Man, Jeremy, what a name. Zachary Branch, Ted Hurst, Jacoby Lane, Malachi Fields, Skylar Bell, Bryce Lance, Eric McAllister, Dejon Stribling, Kevin Coleman, Deion Burks. Any other thoughts here? Brazel, Tennessee wide receiver, enough said, range of outcomes, enjoyers up. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, Brazel's scores look here. Solid production, solid film. Another solid film guy down here is Fields. All of these guys, like from 10 to 27, all look very, or I should say like 10 to, or my numbers are messed up because these numbers actually include all of the players as far as their overall supermodel rank. But these next 7 or 8 guys all look very similar. Is this true? First of all, welcome back, Chip Skylark. How you doing, buddy? I need more information. Chris Bell tore ACL, otherwise projected to be tore ACL, otherwise round 1. That's good to know. Skylar Bell killed the combine. Will rise. Give me more info on Bryce Lance. Relax, PyDev. Audio listeners going to have to come and see that comment. I refuse to say the word of that smut site. Bryce Lance and then Brennan Thompson, 4.2640. Bryce Lance ran a 4.2640. Jeremy, good name. Yeah, I can put that on there. That checks out. We did mention Montgomery to the Texans. We did a breaking news alert. The chat spammed it about 15 times, and then I finally saw it. Erase Stribling? Erase him? Erase him. Chris Bell going to be A.J. Brown in 2027. Okay. Chris Bell, otherwise round 1. AJB in 2027. So that means very fed up and looking for a new team. Branch is a screen merchant. Okay. I don't know why I'm still on all caps. Jacoby Myers-esque on Jeremy. Okay, good name. That's helpful. It is so funny how like a supermodel score, a single comp, it's so reductive. It's basically impossible to distill these guys down into a single number, a single comp, and yet it is so helpful. It is so helpful because my mind immediately, it doesn't mean he's exactly that person, but I immediately know what you mean when you say Tyler Boyd or Jacoby Myers. And for that, I appreciate. Oh, Bryce was 4.34. Okay. Let me update my notes. And which of these guys were actually getting drafted? That's the other thing here. Lane, there's Branch, Surratt, there's Brazel, there's Jeremy, Hurst. So people are taking stabs on some of these guys late, which makes sense. All right, let's do tight ends real quick. And then we can do one more draft here. As we get rolling with Best Ball Breakfast, we'll start adding some more drafts. We'll start adding some guests, all of that good stuff. I will not be here next Monday, because I'll be flying back from Los Angeles. Maybe I could do a Best Ball Breakfast on Tuesday if there's interest in that. Otherwise, we'll try to settle back into our normal routine. I should also mention before we dive into the tight ends, other scheduling notes for this week. Often on the Clock is now moving to Tuesdays. We are going to do a NBA playoff best ball stream tomorrow on The Dance. So that's the Underdog playoff best ball. If you've ever done the NFL stuff, basically exact same format concept just for NBA. There's a $50,000 top prize for The Dance. So I'll be live with John and Nez at noon if you want to dip your toes into that. Wednesday, Lulz is back. We are going to have Dan Bach on. There's a lot to discuss. Dan Bach was recently laid off from Better Collective. As many of you guys heard, there were a lot of recent layoffs at Underdog, which I'm actually going to say something about at the end of the stream, but we're going to dive into that more Wednesday, and get into kind of future of the DFS industry, future of the draft games, what all that means. I've been kind of collecting my thoughts on it. And like I said, I'll share a little bit more at the end of the stream, but that'll be Wednesday. And then Thursday, I got to talk with the Ship Chasing crew, but I'd like to get Ship Chasing proper back up and running there as well. Okay, let's do tight ends real quickly. It doesn't seem like who of these guys are, first of all, getting drafted. Sadiq went 126 here. Stowers had a sick combine. Where did he go? Stowers went 183. And then are none of these other guys even getting drafted? If I look at these tight ends, Jolly, Clary. So is it just 2 rookie tight ends that are getting drafted? Is that all we need to talk about right now? Tell me, give me the cliff notes on Sadiq, projected to go top 20. Stowers, top 70. So what is that? Like top of round 3. All the tight ends stink. Stowers tested legitimately insane. Terrible blocker. Athletic marvel. Terrible blocker. Well, Max Clary, he is there. He is here. But I need more than he just needs to be there. Indies is the most complete tight end. Interesting. Most complete. Okay. What is that? Like a Mason Taylor-esque kind of thing? Borderline guys are Roush and Trigg. Looking at, so Sadiq had a 6 speed score, 100 there. Film score is high too. Max Clary does have the 2nd highest film score along with Trigg. Looks like RJ Maryland is another speed score guy along with Stowers. And then, man, like so Sadiq is at an 82 rookie supermodel. Let's see like where that benchmarks, because one of the cool things on the supermodel is you can compare it to the previous year. So Pitts, Bowers, Loveland, Hawkinson, Warren, Mayer, Fant. Sadiq comes in 8th, just ahead of Fannin and Kincaid and Laporta going back to 2017. Max Clary equals Mark Andrews. Okay, so on the right team, could do some damage. Wow, Sadiq, best tight end combine ever. Hit the same miles per hour as Gibbs in the 40. Wow, that's cool. Jolly was scared to compete at the combine. Not so jolly. Okay. All right. I have what I need. Let's draft another team. Let's draft another one here. We're going right into it. 11 people. Come and join me. Still not going to upload any ranks or anything, but we will now, at least we have one draft under our belt. I do need to, man, I completely forgot what it was like to name teams here too. Got to get back to naming my teams. 3-2, BBB, Vibes, Numero Uno, Carr. Oh, I'll just do Vibes, Carr. There we go. There we go. All right. What draft slot do we have here? 103. 103. So finally can get a wide receiver here. Let's still crowdsource this. I still need a little bit of hand holding here. All right, we have people fighting about, is it Claire or Clary? How do we say that? Davis says he's more Kate Otten than Mark Andrews. The ultimate white male is going to help me. So yeah, this is an interesting one. I like all 3 of these wide receivers, Puka, Chase, JSN. I think my gut still says Chase here. I think how I rank it is like Chase, JSN, Puka for me, just in my heart of hearts, my vibes. But it doesn't, I don't think you can really go wrong with one of those 3. Monty up how much? Yeah, so what was his ADP here was 106.3. Should it be? I guess it is. It is an upgrade. I mean, the offensive environment, the Detroit Lions were always going to produce more touchdowns, but not having to compete with Gibbs is clearly a good thing. If you're going from like a 1B to a 1A. So it's definitely a boost, but man, it wouldn't be one that I would totally overreact to. What range does that push him up into? 106. So he jumps Rico, he jumps Algier, jumps Corum, jumps Price, jumps Chuba. jumps Pollard, jumps Monungai, settles right around here. Is that right about Ramondre Tootin Warren range? That's kind of my knee-jerk reaction there of where he gets to. I don't think he can he can't push this high. I mean, maybe he can, but I think you'd have to be pretty bullish on the Texans offense to get much more frothy than that. 7-8 Pollard range. Yeah. A 5th round pick? Is a 5th round pick that much? I mean, the guys on ADP chasing were talking about this too, how it's kind of GTO now to to RB build through free agency, through late round picks, because the rookie contracts and the prices are so much more favorable on the running backs that, I mean, is giving up a 5th round pick as opposed to blowing a 3rd round pick on a running back really the way to do it? And if this is a pretty poor rookie running back class, what's wrong in giving up a 5th for a proven veteran running back who you know exactly what you're going to get? All right. Let's see here. We were about to pick at 210. We started with Jamar Chase. I think I'm going to go get my guy Bucky. I don't know why I said he's my guy. This is my first draft. This is the first time I've taken him. I wanted him last draft. I do think I prefer Bucky over Chase Brown. Obviously there's the team level correlation there with Chase, but I'm going to go Bucky there in Zach Robinson. We trust. Right. This is the point. They gave up so much to trade up to get Woody Marks, which kind of illustrates the point. At least they course corrected, right? It's okay, let's not do that again. If we're going to pay something for a cheaper price, let's actually get a known commodity. How is Montgomery not close to Bucky? Because they're just at completely different stages of their career and what they can do after contact and breakaway plays. I guess I'm a Kenneth Walker bull based on just how I've seen these drafts go and how dicey running back gets. I do seem to like the idea of getting 2 of these. I'm not going to be in the Kyron Williams business. I still love Breece Hall, the player, but man, there's just so much of a dumpster fire there in New York. Seems like he could get franchise tagged because they don't really have anywhere else to spend the money. So I'll grab another share of Kenneth Walker here. We start Jamar Chase, Bucky Irving, Kenneth Walker. Giants interested in Walker is scary. Yeah, there's a lot of musical chairs still yet to happen at running back with these guys who are free agents. So I hear you on that. On the other hand, if the Scatabo stuff is bad, the Scatabo stuff has to be pretty bad if they go out and give Kenneth Walker a bag, right? It would seem hard to believe that they would bring in Kenneth Walker to be in a 3-way committee with Cam Scatabo and Tyrone Tracy. But I guess it's the Giants, and they've done dumber things than that. But I would hope that would mean that Kenneth Walker is either the clear lead back or that they're just not going to actually be in the business to sign Kenneth Walker. This, I don't know how to pronounce your name. He's still talking about the Bucky versus David Montgomery. I mean, drafting running backs in fantasy football is not as easy of an exercise as just who is getting the goal line carries. I mean, that would have led you last year to drafting, Najee Harris in the 2nd round and Amarian Hampton in the 9th round. I mean, there are a lot of running backs who their value comes from high value touches that aren't just goal line carries. I think Bucky is a prime example. Your point is taken. Bucky's profile does have the risk of being a trap back. But I think when you look at what he's done year over year and where they're trending to, as far as Rachaad White, what probably leaving this year, Sean Tucker has had lots of chances, but I don't think they're ever going to fully give him the backfield. I think in a dynamic offense, what Bucky did when he came back last year, I think we've seen enough to know Bucky's very good and has a very fantasy-friendly skill set. What do we want to do here? Should we get a Colston Loveland share? You know, I haven't done, we didn't do an elite tight end in that first one. Why not? Nothing else was like speaking to me in this range. Yeah, Mark should definitely drop. So we start Bucky, Kenneth Walker, Jamar Chase, Loveland. I was going to try to get Waddle coming back. That's one that looked good to me looking at this price. Am I going to do Hendo again? Am I just going to draft a very similar team to the one I just drafted? Nope, Henderson goes. Man, Harvey's such like a tough eval for me. Should we just do Swift? I can try a Harvey, just kind of split the difference. Ugh, that one doesn't feel good. That one doesn't feel good to me, guys. I took Harvey as my third running back. I was tilted because Waddle and Henderson were the two in my mental queue. Chat mentioning Watson. I feel like the Watson price to me feels a little frothy. I think he's good, but I also think there's always so many moving parts in that Packers wide receiver room. I'm just not convinced in his alpha status. Like, this is a price we paid similar for Sutton last year, and at least you knew where Sutton's kind of pecking order was. Between how much time Reed missed last year, with Golden being a bust, they could still be in the market for another wide receiver. It just kind of feels like paying the top for Christian Watson. Although I guess the real top was when we drafted him at the 3-4 turn after his rookie year. I reserve the right to change my mind on this take. I'm just giving you my gut Christian Watson take right now, as it just feels a smidge pricey. But none of these guys feel good in this range. I mean, I did write up in Fantasy Life. So Dwayne did his wide receiver tiers the other day. And I was kind of like looking at the veterans compared to the rookies. So in tier 5, he has Wilson, Luther Burden, Igbuka, Ladd, Zay Flowers, Jameson Williams, Jalen Waddle, Devonta Smith. So these are like round 4 guys. This is why I wanted Waddle, because I do think Waddle is a cut above. And then you get into his tier 6. He has the 3 rookies, Tate, Tyson, Lemon. He's got McLaurin, Rome, Michael Wilson, Metcalf, Watson, Sutton, Brian Thomas Jr., Mike Evans. So Watson is part of that tier. I think I just prefer like McLaurin as the Watson profile, just feeling better about his outlook on that depth chart. I guess I'll concede I like Watson more than like the Rome, Brian Thomas, the guys that really kind of fell off last year. But like DK Metcalf and Mike Evans, as far as these tier 6 guys, still look like really nice prices here at 65 and 67. We have Jamar Chase, Bucky Irving, Kenneth Walker, Colston Loveland, RJ Harvey. Appreciate everybody back in the saddle with me here on Best Ball Breakfast. Feeling refreshed, feeling rejuvenated. You guys giving me better information than the internet ever could as we go through all of the rookies here, getting my notes. So coming back here last time was when we took Hurts. If you guys are curious about rookie watch here, Lemon went 56, Tate went 54, Tyson went 66. Is that interesting? Do you guys think Lemon is going to routinely go ahead of Tyson? Wow. So all the quarterbacks coming back here. Let's go ahead. And I mean, May, Caleb, I guess we'll just do Caleb here because we do have Loveland. Break the tie toward Caleb. Hurts should probably be going ahead of both, though, right? If we're being completely honest. Am I concerned with the Lemon Combine interview? All I've heard about the Lemon Combine interview is what the chat has told me, and that he was acting kind of bizarre. I guess if it meaningfully affects his NFL draft stock, like if you go from a top 15 pick to end of round 1, that's a pretty significant difference. I'm going to do it, man. Let's take Michael Wilson. Michael Wilson's so interesting, right? Like just absolutely balled out last year. A couple interesting variables in that the quarterback situation, are we signing up for Jacoby Brissett or not? Probably not. Are we going to give Marvin Harrison Jr. the grace of a lost season, essentially? Is he really sitting in the cuck chair to Michael Wilson? But man, I can't see how this goes wrong. I can't see how we look back at this and being like, man, you chased last year's production hot streak, and now he's back to being a boom bust downfield pass catcher for a team with shoddy quarterback player, whatever it is. But man, I can see the upside scenarios again. When I think too about, I always like reframing things through the lens of, where we were drafting these guys in DFS and in Battle Royale and on DraftKings. I mean, this was a guy who was a top 15 pick on like loaded slates during that stretch. Will we ever get back to the play volume that they were having when Jacoby Brissett is setting NFL records and chucking the ball 50 times a game? Maybe not, but I think I'm willing to fuck around and find out with Michael Wilson just because of what a revelation he was last year. And I think what surprised me is as a rookie, he had that one big spike game as a rookie down the stretch. I think it was like a week 13, week 14 where didn't he have like 100 yards and 2 touchdowns? He had a 20 plus point game, and it was all kind of like downfield stuff. And that's how I had kind of pigeonholed him in my memory. And then you saw him working all over the formation, being a target earner and just being like a true alpha. And I was like, I did not know you had this in your bag, Michael Wilson. So I think it's one I just want to be. I think it's fair to be skeptical, but man, I like what I saw last year from Michael Wilson. And it was enough of a sample size. It wasn't just like a 2-game stretch or a 3-game stretch. I mean, it was a massive chunk of the season that he was balling out. I want to be in on Michael Wilson. I'm saying it here right now. I want to be in on Michael Wilson this year. All right, we're about to pick at 8-10. We have Caleb and Colston Loveland at the onesies. We have Bucky, Kenneth Walker, RJ Harvey at running back, wide receiver Jamar Chase, Michael Wilson. I think this would be a spot to get a wide receiver. And you know what? This is a guy I'm still just in on. I'm still in on Xavier Worthy. I like Xavier Worthy. I think he's really talented. I think that with all of the uncertainty between Rashee Rice, how weak their depth chart is, with Kelsey's age, I want to be in on Xavier Worthy. You got to think the Chiefs bounce back as a pass game this year, get a little more aggressive. Xavier Worthy, speaking of Michael Wilson, speaking of guys who have done it, who have put on tape that they can spike for massive games, let me take a shot on Xavier Worthy. What's the latest on DJ Moore? I mean, that one doesn't feel good. I really don't know what to do here. All right, I guess I'm taking DJ Moore, but it doesn't feel good. I panicked. I didn't have anything for that one. The wide receiver stuff there, I guess I could have just like scrolled down to what wide receivers do you guys like in this range? I had Caleb. Is DJ Moore even what is DJ Moore's contract status? Someone tell me. I'm dying out here. I'm drowning. I'm absolutely drowning. I don't know what I'm doing. Fair game and likely to be traded. Man, I forgot about that. Michael Wilson not in the big board player pool as a rookie. Jawan Jennings. Yeah, that's fair. Another guy we know is good. I mean, like the injuries and the kind of like diva tendencies last year. And it kind of, there was a real rocky stretch with Jawan Jennings. But yeah, I get it. I do like Worthy and Addison, though, in this range now that I've had a chance to stare at it. Caleb and Loveland at the onesies, 3 running backs, 4 wide receivers. Pretty balanced squad here. Let's try to figure out quarterback plan. Yeah, man, you guys are not kidding. So do you guys are you guys trying to prioritize like 2 quarterbacks in this window? Like round 7 to 9? Because even right here, coming into round 10, only having 1 quarterback just doesn't feel great. Here's a team with 4th round Lamar in May, a Daniel Stafford team. You guys like playing the Malik Willis to the cards kind of angle? Man, I still do like Stroud, but it does get dicey here. I mean, Willis to Wilson would be an awesome connection to hit. Let's see where Montgomery went for people. Montgomery went at 76, so kind of right in that range we were talking about. He went directly after Swift and Tootin, and before who was the next running back? Chuba and Pollard. That seems about where he would settle. After Warren. So it went Tootin, Swift, Stevenson, Warren, then Montgomery, then Chuba, Pollard, Algier in this one. You know what I'm going to do here? What are my notes on Jonah Coleman? Just kidding. I think I'm going to grab Jaden Higgins. I want to keep, of these wide receivers, like we're starting to get into veterans with a ton of question marks, rookies who busted. But I think what we saw from Higgins last year, I feel pretty good for him as a player. I'm kind of like willing to write off some of the full breakout stuff on just kind of the Texans tomfoolery with their wide receiver rotations and stuff. I think Higgins is good. He's another year 2 guy that I'm willing to bet on, especially on non-Nico teams here too. So let's grab a Higgins share to keep building out our wide receiver room. Jamar Chase, Michael Wilson, Xavier Worthy, DJ Moore, Jaden Higgins. And so now we got the 2 quarterbacks, Caleb and Malik Willis. It is wild just looking at the amount of kind of quarterback musical chairs we still have left to be played. Obviously, Mendoza, we're all envisioning to the Raiders, but once you get to Brissett, McCarthy, Shadur, Rodgers, Cousin, Simpson, Tua, Geno, Derek Carr. Is this why you guys like drafting on March 2nd? So you don't know where half of the quarterbacks are going to play next year? Do I have one more coffee pour for the people? I think I have one more coffee pour in me. I'm sneaking it in. It's 11:59 a.m. local time. So this is technically still the morning. Brady asking me, who's my current Dalton Schultz, aka late round guy you're going to have a scary about of? This is my second draft, brother. I'm sure I will get there. But I do not have it yet. Although my maybe it's just Dalton Schultz again. Maybe it's just Dalton Schultz back to back. Let me think though. Let me think. Scrolling back here, who would be a guy that I could just see myself clicking on a ton? I'll come back to you with a name here. Woody Marks plummeting. Do we scoop it up? Should we get another tight end here? Goddard, Strange. Strange seems fine, right? Strange seems like a safe-ish, if not solid pick. Who could I see? So if we're looking for the Schultz archetype, it's a guy that I feel confident about their role. I really wish I could say a Tennessee tight end. I just think the Chig, Gunnar Helm thing could be annoying. Like, part of the thesis with Schultz was that he was clearly going to be. What about Terrence Ferguson? Can we get the year 2 breakout from Ferguson? Also, I'm going to just keep Travis Hunter maxing. I'm just going to keep doing it, guys. 147. We just did Strange. Let's double up on Jacksonville offensive and defensive players. I'm sorry. I'm just like, time is a flat circle, because it was March 2nd, 2025 when I was pounding the table for undervalued Travis Hunter. Although, here's one big difference. Although maybe not. When I made that video last year on the Deposit Kingdom channel, I think Travis Hunter's ADP was like 160. I was like, he's going to be pick 50 by the time the season starts, which is what happened. The pick didn't pan off because his, production didn't quite get there. But I don't think it was because of the DB stuff. Now we have new Travis Hunter FUD. Like, we're back in the exact same point as we were last year. But so much can change, right? Like I said, the guys on ADP Chasing had a good conversation about it. I agree. It feels like Hunter, what you're getting in the player. No one has any concerns about Travis Hunter's ability to catch a football multiple times during an NFL game. I'll take on that risk at 147. And the thing, Travis Hunter has to have the most volatile stock price of any player in the player pool, right? Is there any other player whose ADP could change from like one quote from the team? Like, we live and die by these Travis Hunter quotes. She loves me. She loves me not. She loves me. She loves me not. He's a DB. He's a wide receiver. He's a DB. He's a wide receiver. I don't know. I think you buy Travis Hunter when he's really cheap and you fade him when he's really expensive. Just play the Travis Hunter stock market. All right. Help me, chat. This is where I need your help. I got a 2-3-6-2 cooking here. We're about to pick in the 14th round. We got Caleb and Malik Willis. We might need another running back here. Bucky, Kenneth Walker, RJ Harvey. Jamar Chase, Michael Wilson, Xavier Worthy, DJ Moore. We are on the clock here. Do we like any of these running backs? Aaron Jones is out, right? Do I get a Emmett Johnson? Do I buy the dip on Emmett Johnson? He was at 132 ADP. Am I allowed to take Emmett Johnson at 165? Quick, check my notes. What did I learn about Emmett Johnson? Emmett Johnson, third, bad combine, do it all, but no standout. Third highest. I'll take that here. I can take Emmett here. All right. What else do we want to do here? I guess we can sit on quarterback or probably running back or wide receiver. Man, my boy Troy Franklin. Booty's been good. Why not take a little Booty? Booty's a guy who I think he feels kind of insulated. Even if the Patriots are so starved for wide receiver talent that even them bringing in a target earner is not going to send Booty to zero, because he's just going to have that defined role on the outside. Like, if they draft someone good, or they're able to sign someone, it comes out of Diggs most likely. And I think, like, how is the way that we were playing Booty
relative to Diggs in playoff best ball, in the dailies down the stretch, you were arbitraging the shit out of New England wide receivers with Booty because he was putting up pretty comparable fantasy points, albeit in a different way. I don't know. Maybe I'm booty pilled. Maybe I'm too booty pilled, but I just think he's the best wide receiver on their roster right now. And even if they bring in someone who can earn targets, I think he can still succeed as the outside wide receiver with Drake May. That was like the thing Drake May did best this year. Connect on those deep shots. All right. 2472. Am I worried about 100% exposure to Travis Hunter? No way, dude. I'm about to go and post my exposures. That would be a good bit. My big board exposures through 2 drafts. Now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to blur out the entry fees. I'm going to blur out the entry fees and post my underdog exposures. I'm going to forget to do this if I don't make a note. Tweet out underdog exposures. There we go. What's in my mentions? All right. By the way, seeing Megan here, go check out her After Dark. Had a fun conversation with her. She was telling me about her stories working for Run Pure Sports back in the day, how she knows Chad Candles from IRL, all kinds of good stuff. All right, look, you can try to keep Dalton Schultz off my roster like you did last draft, but not today. Not today. We're doing the Phantom Houston stack, Jaden Higgins and Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz, come on down as my third tight end, just for old time's sake. Nothing makes me feel more comfy, more warm and fuzzy inside than taking Dalton Schultz. Who should be my third quarterback, guys? Who should be my third quarterback? Jacoby, McCarthy, Sanders, Rodgers, Cousins, Simpson, Tua, Geno. Who should it be? You know what? We're going to put that idea on ice. We're going to put that idea. We're back, baby. We're drafting rookie running backs. Look, broken foot. I can't read that sign. Someone told me I had a broken foot. That's my only note on him. But I just locked up number 3 and number 4 in Dwayne's rookie supermodel, Nicholas Singleton. I need some upside late here. We have Bucky, Kenneth Walker, RJ Harvey. We take a swing on Emmett Johnson, Nicholas Singleton. 2 names that I did not know as of 2 hours ago. Thank you, guys. I learned so much about Nicholas. Was Nicholas Singleton the guy I learned about on the Nittany Wire? No. That was his teammate, Katron Allen. All right, let's get back to the quarterback conversation. We need to figure this out. We need to figure out my third quarterback. What if I drafted Derek Carr again and texted him again? Hey, Derek, long time no talk, buddy. Just wanted to let you know. I just drafted. No. Hope all is well. Just wanted to let you know. I just drafted my second fantasy team of 2026. And guess what, buddy? I drafted you again. ... So now feels like a pretty good time to tell me, are you returning to the league? Or are you going to be playing golf? This is a fun part in my drafting journey because I've only drafted on the left side of the board today, 1 and 3. So these players I'm seeing on the right side of the board, specifically at the top, this is like the first time I'm seeing these names. It's like, oh yeah, Garrett Wilson. Like I read Dwayne's tiers and I was like, oh yeah, Garrett Wilson. He hasn't even been in my queue when I've been here to pick. Jamison Williams, remember that guy? Emeka Egbuka. It's just me on the left side of the board waving to them way over there. Someday I'll get to draft you. All right, did we come to a consensus on my... No one's giving me suggestions for my third quarterback. All right, Nick's giving me suggestions. Rodgers, Yeah, the Brissett thing. If I'm playing the Willis to Cardinals, Rodgers, seems like Rodgers is, man. Rodgers is kind of like a just plug your nose and do it pick, huh? So we have 3 more picks and we're at a 2-5-7-3. We know we're taking another. Should I do Rodgers? Man, that does seem so depressing, but I'll do it. I'll do it for you guys. Definitely want another running back and probably another wide receiver. Is that what we're looking at? 3-5-7-3. That'd get us to 3-6-8-3. Man, should we get a rookie wide receiver? Well, what's the notes on Brazel? What were our notes? I don't have a note on him. I think I remember Crutches just saying he went to Tennessee. Tennessee goes Burr. I think I just want to get a little, wait, did he just go? Shit. I just panicked and took Jalen Knoll because he got sniped. I didn't know what to do. I'm not taking Marvin Mims. I'm not taking Ryan Flournoy. I'm not taking Cooper Kupp. Oh, no. I really wanted to take, I guess I should have taken Chris Bell as the next rookie. Although you guys said he's not going to be AJB until next year. I panicked. All right, now we have 3 Texans. I'm back on my Texans bullshit, ready to get hurt again. All right, so we're going to, what? We land this plane with a running back? People like Flournoy. Brazel's a great website. Oh, yeah. Adam Randall and Seth McGowan. Yeah. It does feel like a rookie running back, right? What are you guys doing with Jaden Blue? What do we think the Cowboys, I mean, the Cowboys' MO 2 years in a row has been to like stand incredibly firm at running back. I guess it's probably just the deep slappy inside of me, but God, I would like to bet against Javonte Williams at this ADP. Like Javonte Williams at pick 40, I'm really trying to be post-slap, but Javonte Williams at pick 40 strikes me as so bad. It strikes me as really bad. It strikes me as bad as taking Kyron Williams 1 pick before. And maybe Jaden Blue is not the way to bet against Javonte Williams, but I do really want to bet against Javonte Williams at that price. All right, let's get a rookie running back. Are any of these guys even here? Did they just all get wiped? Jaden Blue, Ollie Gordon, Chris Rodriguez, Pacheco, LeKent Allen, DJ Giddens, Hemby. Who am I? Am I just going to do Jaden Blue? Guys, I don't have any better ideas. I feel like all the rookies we were looking at just got wiped off the board. I got to go back to the lab. Was McGowan still there? No. He was gone, man. Yeah. Ramsey's, who I believe was the thorn in my side that first draft. All right, guys. Here it is. Here's the second team. Still no ranks. Still no tools. Just all vibes based in the chat guiding me. 3-6-8-3. Caleb Williams, Malik Willis, Aaron Rodgers. At running back, Bucky Irving, Kenneth Walker, RJ Harvey, Emmett Johnson, Nicholas Singleton, Jaden Blue. 6 running backs. Wide receivers, Jamar Chase, Michael Wilson, Xavier Worthy, DJ Moore, Jaden Higgins, Travis Hunter, Kayshon Boutte, Jalen Knoll, tight end, Colston Loveland, Brenton Strange, Dalton Schultz. That one felt a little better. Definitely need to get way more familiar with this rookie class. Need to get way better in the late rounds instead of just panicking. Would have liked to have gotten one rookie wide receiver in the mix here, but just didn't quite fully land. But still a lot of good year two guys. We went all in on the Texans outside of Nico, Higgins, Knoll, and Schultz. I like getting Loveland. It's always fun to get the elite tight end. I think this is a good wide receiver room. Chase, Wilson, Worthy, Moore, Higgins, Hunter, Booty, Knoll. Nice mix of kind of proven production, some upside cracks, some veterans. Running back, I think running back's fine, right? Bucky, Kenneth Walker, need the Harvey breakout at 51, and then some stabs there. Quarterback, I guess quarterback is tough. I definitely know what you guys mean about the quarterbacks flying off the shelves here for sure. B+. You're basically giving yourself a grade, Nick, because you influenced some of those picks. So I like that. I think the plus, that must be going for you. Consigliere says you're going to wish you had a fourth quarterback in Davis Mills when Malik ends up Purdy's backup as hey Ron. I do not. Malik Willis is getting paid to be a starter somewhere. I think the first part could be true. I'm going to wish I had a fourth QB because Aaron I don't feel good about, but I'm not worried about Malik Willis not playing football next year. But yeah, I think my biggest takeaways, other than I need to get way more familiar with the rookies, is don't get shut out at quarterback. Continue to prioritize a couple of running backs through the first 4 to 5 rounds because it gets really dicey after that. Wide receiver and tight end, as usual, is pretty easy to pick your spots throughout the draft. I think those are my big takeaways. I do like that pocket that, we were talking about here. This Hurts, May, Caleb, Burrow, Daniels. I almost wonder, just trying to double tap 2 of them in this range if you're able to do it. Seems good. Third quarterback by the 12th. Yeah, it seems like you go 3 quarterback by 12, so you get a starter, Jones, Stroud, Mendoza, Ward, or you go 4 quarterbacks and try to hit on some of these. You get 2 of Rodgers, Richardson's, Mac Jones, Brissett, Shadur, shout out Derek Carr, that type. I think that's the move. Okay, I did want to say before I wrap up, I did want to address, if you guys missed it on Friday, there were a few layoffs at Underdog, specifically from the Draft Games team. That included TJ, who they had brought on to lead the Draft Games team. It included Brett, who had joined Numi in Hope as one of, the Draft Game specialists. And they both got laid off on Friday, as did a bunch of other people at the company. And I think that's, one of the first things I want to say is, first of all, how much it sucks, because from what I had seen behind the scenes, from talking to people, from talking to TJ and Brett, at the Dog Bowl, and, even hearing Numi's enthusiasm. He was just on the Badge Bros on Monday talking about all of the incredible things that they were working on and that were coming. And to have that stripped away, not only what it means for us as people who play draft games, but what it means for those guys and their livelihoods, it sucks. It fucking sucks. And I don't have any positive spin on it. I wish I could come here and say, no, it's actually, no, that doesn't exist. It's awful. And it feels like a rug pull because we all got very excited about the investments that Underdog was making in the draft games. And there was some proof in the pudding. It was finally actions, hiring people. There was talk about more developers. Changes were happening on the site in a meaningful way. And that was very exciting for all of us. And this feels like a massive step back. Now, the second thing I will say, after once again reemphasizing, thank you so much to Brett and TJ for what they did. And as I've already told them privately, if there's anything I can do to help them with their next steps, I will be the first to advocate for them in any way I can, because I thought they were doing terrific work. The second thing I'll say is,
everyone is kind of over indexing on the draft games because that's our life. A lot of people were laid off at Underdog. There were other people behind the scenes that I've worked with at events, at dog bowls, who I've worked with on content initiatives and stuff. This was not just the draft games. This was not a targeted attack by Underdog against the draft game saying these don't matter. This was across the entire organization. And this is a larger trend that's happening across software companies, big companies across the world, even outside of the fantasy space. And there's lots of looming things going on. I do not know the reason why these layoffs happen specifically. I will say they were not a targeted attack against the draft games. This was cutting a lot of people. And there's been a lot of chatter, even in the macro, like business world, about companies laying people off. Jack Dorsey's company just did it. There's certain things cited like, the specter of AI and what that means for the workforce. Obviously, the markets are incredibly volatile now. We are potentially in a third world war. All of these things causing companies to tighten up their belts. And it sucks in the way it happened. It sucks that in the context of the draft games, it happened after what was perceived as so much momentum in the right direction. And so that's the one note I would say is just make sure too that you're understanding this sucks no matter what way you spin it, but this wasn't just the draft games. This was someone high up at Underdog making the decision to cut a lot of salaries for reasons I do not know. And the fact that a lot of it happened, right before the dog bowl too, for these employees, the timing, there's never good timing to get laid off, but the timing of this felt particularly cruel and awful to put it bluntly. And I just want to let people know, I feel everyone's similar frustrations. I've talked to people at Underdog. I've been assured that the draft games are not going away. I don't think any of our concerns are that the draft games are going away. I think the concern is that they're not going to continue to improve and get bigger and better. We were kind of told, hey, we're going to the moon. And it seems like we're not now. And I don't, like I said, have any positive spin right now other than the lights are still on. The Badge Bros are going to keep streaming. Davis is going to keep streaming. I'm going to keep streaming. Why? Because we all love this shit. Like, we love fucking drafting on Underdog. And I think the only other thing I would say here, as I'm kind of rambling and just vomiting out all of the thoughts that I've been thinking about over the past few days since I heard the news on Friday, is that one, we need to show a lot of grace and patience for Numi and Hope now, who are shouldering the entire burden of the draft games. Stuff is going to slip through the cracks. There might be a player, a Michael Wilson, who's not in the player pool on a slate. There might be a draft that should have been canceled that doesn't get canceled. These things are going to happen because we now have back to a skeleton crew keeping these draft games alive for all of us so we can keep enjoying them. And so things are going to keep moving. Drafts will continue to get posted. The games are not dead, but we need to show a little bit of patience for the people who are now tasked with essentially doing what we all expected was going to be a bigger team. That's what we were told. And now that's all falling on those guys. So that's one thing I really, really beg of you, because if I have one massive criticism of the best ball community last year, to the point I basically ejected from even hanging out on Twitter, because the criticisms and the complaints were so trivial and so mind-numbingly stupid that I didn't at times even want to be associated with the best ball community. And this is not to say there aren't valid criticisms. There's lots of valid criticisms, but they get lost when people are freaking out about Gilbert Arenas drafting 4 quarterbacks, or there not being 19 little Pomeranians in the lobby to draft at all times. So let's make sure when we are offering up suggestions and comments and support to Underdog going forward, that they're actually fucking good ones, and that we're doing it with grace, and we're understanding that the resources that the people who still work there have at their disposal are now incredibly limited. And we can't collectively be the boy who cried wolves, because if all we do is complain and bitch about every little thing, we're never going to be heard. So we now need to regroup, get in the foxhole, and when we do voice our concerns, which we should continue to do, we need to make sure that they're actually impactful, really important things that need to be done, and not the trivial bullshit that people on Twitter want to spend all day bitching and complaining about. So that was a lot of things off my chest. Those are things, like I said, that I've been thinking about for the last 72 hours. And to be completely honest, I've been like pretty sick to my stomach about it. And this is the only way I know how to kind of share with you guys what's in my head. I will always prefer to do it this way or in writing on the newsletter as opposed to short form in dealing with all of the idiots over there. But that's how I feel right now. And as I said, to TJ, to Brett, to Luke, a guy you guys don't know behind the scenes who I'd worked with for 5+ years at events, doing video, audio, one of the most awesome people to work with who's now gone. Like, my heart goes out to all those guys. You guys were building something awesome. You did great work, and how this went down was unfair. And I really, really hope we can do better going forward. And I will do my best to continue to be an advocate for these things and get back to doing what we all want to do, which is just draft and have fun. So appreciate all of you guys. If you want to hear more of this conversation expanded in the macro, we're going to do that on Wednesday on Lulz. Otherwise, love you all. Best Ball Breakfast is back. We'll keep going. Peace.